Harry, Imperial MAGEE is your ride in the first on Sunday. A horse you've got to know quite well, and back on the all-weather, which should suit.
Yeah, we know he likes this surface, so that's definitely a tick in the box. He came off some good performances at the end of last season, so hopeful of a good run.
Recent trial looked good.
Yeah, he went great. He loves this all-weather track. He seems to move really well on it, and I was very pleased with how he feels at the moment.
Talking of moving well on the surface, I mean, gone back and had a look at that win a few starts ago. I mean, he moved extremely well. He was last to first, but showed a great turn of foot.
He did. They went very fast that day and really came back to him. I mean, he's a horse that does have a bit of stamina. He obviously stays further than this 1200, and this would be his absolute minimum. So, yeah, he sees the trip out very well, and I'd be expecting him to do the same thing.
I know it's a small field, just a half dozen of them, but there does look to be a decent bit of pace on as well, so it might just play into your hands.
Yeah, definitely. Looks a good gallop on, and that'll definitely suit me. I'm sure I won't be fast enough to be any more prominent than a back marker, but with only 6 runners, you're never going to be too far off the pace.
Would another positive be that half the field have actually not run on the surface? So I guess, at least with your horse, he is assured on the dirt.
Yeah, I think when you're taking on the all-weather, the specialists on that surface definitely have that little bit of advantage, and we know that this is a very favourable surface for him.
The big negative, I suppose, if there is one, is that he's 0 from 5 in the grade, but he probably doesn't find himself in the strongest Class 3 as well.
No, he doesn't, and he's only carrying 120, and he's a big horse, so yeah, the up and grade is something to contend with, but I think with the quality of horse in this race, I think he's well matched.
So far this season, Harry, you're on the score sheet. I want to ask you about your winner, Blue Molly. Is he a horse you've got a bit of a soft spot for? I know he's not been the easiest to deal with, but you and him seem to gel quite well.
Yeah, we do. I mean, he's got his nuances. Definitely at the stalls, he can play up a little bit, and he's just taken a bit of time to really mentally mature. But he's got a big engine, and we've had some terrible draws. So finally, we drew a nice barrier, and we knew that we'd be able to get into a good position and without having to use him too much. At the end of last season, we got a bad stall and had to go forward, and it just didn't suit him. So with all those things falling into place, it really helped him, and he showed what he could do.
Yeah, definitely. Nice potential, big baby. Still plenty to learn, but definitely got potential. Galloped him yesterday. Felt nice. Let's see how it goes on Sunday. First race of the season, have a bit of a break. Still feel mentally a bit immature, but I think he's fine.
Vincent, naturally, you've got some very nice horses to look forward to. Obviously, always one goes without saying. But how much have you been looking forward to this fellow on what he did last season?
Yeah, of course. From the time he showed us, it's a good potential horse. So, so we'll see how much he improved this season as well. As I said, it's still a baby, so got a lot to learn, and in time he will do so. So let's see how quickly and how much he will improve.
Cody, great to see you with your first runner coming up this Sunday. It must be a very exciting time for you and the stable.
For me, it's okay. Not so exciting, yeah, but have some luck, maybe, yeah.
I guess it's a low-key start, obviously, in a Class 5, but Beauty Nova is your runner. Talk to us about the horse himself. You've inherited him from John Size. What have you made of this horse so far?
When this horse came to my stable, he last 2 times have a bleed after race, but after a change for me, and I scoped him for a couple times. It was clean. So, and in the track work, his condition give me feeling is feel good.
Cody, you're riding track work as well. Have you ridden this horse in his track work?
Yeah, sure. Before the owner tell me that horse have one manner is in the home straight. He changed a couple times of leg, but it changed for me, and I rode on him. He just maybe changed the problem is better. Just change it 1 time. Yeah.
He's had a trial, Cody, as well. Was down the field in the trial, but were you happy enough with the trial?
Can get him better, but that tries to help to the horse to pick up the form. I think he's good enough to race in Class 5.
Cody, he's a horse that actually hasn't won a race in 28, so obviously it would be a real achievement if you could get him to win. But having had a look at his form, I mean, he has got bits and pieces of form that could give him a bit of a chance here.
I hope so. Just depends, you know, the races, the pacing, everything. Because at these times, a bit unlucky. We got the barrier 13, so everything needs some luck.
Certainly do. Talking of luck, obviously you're lucky enough to train for the Kwok family. That must be a real honour to train horses for them as well.
Yeah, I know Kwok's family for a long time. So, and also in my ex-boxer, Mr. Cruz stable, so many times I just take over his horse. So I hope this horse can bring me some luck.
And just finally, Cody, as a team, obviously, I think last count, 38 horses in training. Are you happy with the whole team at this stage going forward? All the horses in the stable, are they all doing good things so far?
Yeah, my team is doing well. Everything is going very consistent. Yeah.
Well, Cody, listen, it's great to see you have this first run. We wish you very well. Thanks for chatting to us, and best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Lyle, Dragon's Luck, one of your rides coming up this Sunday afternoon. Pretty handy horse on his day.
Yeah, he is. Last season he put together a good string of wins, and he was consistent throughout the season, barring the one race where he, of course, had the excuses. But he came back in pretty good form, and I think that this season his trials showed that he's still in good form. He needed that, so he would have come on, and hoping that now going to races with a good draw, that he can put up a good performance and hopefully look towards getting back to winning ways.
Talking of that trial, I mean, he and the winner were nicely clear of the third, and they seemed to pull comfortably clear. Were you and Douglas happy with the way he tried?
Yeah, we were. I definitely thought that once I came back, I said to Dougie that he felt like he was still a bit heavy, and naturally that would have brought him on, and I got to sit in him since then, and I think it has. So look, I think he'll take benefit out of the run still, but in terms of preparation, getting to first up run, happy where he is.
Let's talk about pace, Lyle. There's plenty of it in this race. Now, your horse has won from the front, but he's not necessarily a dyed-in-the-wall sort of leader. Is it essential that he leads, or not so?
I think he enjoys it out there, but it's. I think we've always believed that it's because of the tempo. He goes out at a good gallop, and then he's able to hit a good rhythm. So, if the tempo is strong enough, well then he can take a seat in behind them and give us a good run, and I think we saw that last time. I think everyone was a bit sceptical if he could run from behind the pace, and last time was in the box seat, and he actually picked up really well and quickened into the final furlong and was run down what seemed to be by quite a nice horse. So yeah, with good enough speed in the race, I don't think we have to go helter-skelter, but we'll come out positive and set ourselves up first before making a decision whether to let one across.
And just on the form book, Lyle, he's run around some pretty handy ones of late, the likes of Golden Express, Helio Express, and Enterprise. In fact, went back through his form when he won his second race. He had a certain Victor the winner back in 7th, so his form's pretty strong. Yeah,
look, I think Victor did have excuses that day, to be fair, but no, his form is strong. He's a lovely horse, and like I said, the day he fluffed his lines, he had a genuine excuse, so we just work around that now, and yeah, you really can't fault him. He's done really well.
Angus Chung, your season got off to a good start a week ago with a horse by the name of Super Winner. He's going back to the races again quite quickly, but last week that was a very impressive win.
Yeah, that was impressive for the old boy. He's looked like fresh up after the break, and yeah, we were leading in 3 wide position, but slow pace, and he found out pretty good and found a bit more in the strike, so yeah, that was good.
He did indeed. You say he found plenty, didn't he, for pressure, and I mean he's gone away and actually won it quite impressively. His second up record, Angus, is probably equally as impressive as his first up, so I'm sure you'd be confident in another big run, won't you?
Yeah, we tried a good barrier, so we probably do the same thing. Get him in front, settle him, and this time up to 1400. I think it's suitable for him.
He loves that trip, doesn't he, 14? I mean, last week was probably a little bit of a shock to see him win over 12, but 14 really is his pet trip, isn't it?
Yeah, probably 12, a little bit too fast paced for him right now, getting older. But 14, I think he should be travel easier.
there is a bit of pace in the race. Obviously, your horse does love to roll forward, but that pace is drawn out wide. As you say, you're in 4, so certainly not a bad place to be.
I'm not quite sure what the pace they will make, but hopefully they are not giving not too much pressure, so I can let him breathe easier.
You and Dennis Yip teaming up again, 1 from 1 so far this season, so it'd be nice to keep that at 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thanks for him. Appreciate him giving me support.